Hello friends. Here we are on day 3 of kitchen renovation, and I know, can we just talk about the elephant in the room? I know my hair is crazy. I know there's a ton of gray. I have an appointment coming up. I've just been really busy. So, and also home improvement. I just want to be real with you, like, who gets dressed up for home improvement? I don't. So, a couple things about cabinet doors. Today we're going to be talking about cabinet doors. We put on these little, like, can you see this little bumper thing? And when you redo your cabinets, that's got to come off. So that's going to come off. Your handles, which you can't really see here, but you see the screws, right? It looks like the previous owners maybe went with a little bit of a smaller handle. So I bet I have 3 holes in the front of my cabinet, which is super great. The good news is we're planning on reusing our hardware. If your hardware isn't heinous and you can live with it, that's a big budget saver. So we are going to reuse ours. It's just oil rubbed bronze. It matches all of the kitchen hardware at the sink, which we are also not changing. So we're going to leave it, but I have to take it off to clean and prep my doors. Okay. The other thing, and I'm going to actually pick you guys up. I'm sorry, I swore I wouldn't, but I have to show you this. This hinge right here. Do you see in there, and I don't know if you can see, there's this little piece of plastic. Over years and years of use, that little piece of plastic can break. And when that happens, you see how that closes? That's cool, right? When it breaks, what happens is it comes flying out at you and it scares the bejesus out of you. The bejesus. It'll scare you. Anyway, so this is like half of one left in there. And what ends up happening is your doors go like this. And my husband is constantly walking around and closing them. See that? Doesn't stay shut. So as you go, test your doors and see how your hinges are holding up, because now is a really good time to replace them. And I promise you, if you have the style that I have with this little like hole in them, they're not hard. They're not hard to change, and you're not gonna like fill these holes and then have to re-drill and all of that. And when you take these off, we're gonna label them so they don't get mixed up. So we're gonna try our best to make it as easy as possible to take them off and put them back on, okay? But today, what I'm doing is just taking off the hardware. I'm not taking off the doors. I'm not even close to being ready to paint, but it'll make it easier for me to clean. And before I put them back on, I'll probably clean them, but I have to do some research on how to clean them. I know that you can do like, I don't know, people talk all the time about cleaning stuff with like Coca-Cola or some other fizzy, sugary beverage, or I don't know, but I don't want to ruin them. So I'll probably just soak them for a little bit in soap and water and call it a day. So this is not hard. You can do this with a regular screwdriver, which is what I'm going to use right now just to show you. I'm probably going to come back and buzz all of these off with a drill, but not a drill. A drill with a screwdriver bit, okay? Don't get it twisted. We're not drilling holes, we're taking out screws. Sometimes I say the wrong thing, so screwdriver bit in your drill, back these guys out, put them in a Ziploc bag. But for right now, and I'm a right-hander, so I'm gonna be like having my back to you for a second. Yeah, so a ratcheting, you see what happens though? It moves on you. So a ratcheting screwdriver is ideal, or a drill, I would say. And it'll take you a lot less time than what you're seeing here. So you can kind of get a little crazy and hold those handles in place and your screwdriver and all of that. I'm not a lefty, so sorry. My daughter's a lefty. I should have her do this. Can you believe that? My daughter's a lefty, so is my mother. Isn't that crazy? And my son is also a lefty. A bunch of lefties around here. Mom and dad are righties. I'm trying to do this with my left hand. She would laugh at me if she was watching this show. She would laugh. Okay. If you like that. And there it goes. Okay. So when I say we're gonna clean these, here's why. There's some gunk in there. You see that? Ooh, sick, right? So I would just say take them off, put the screws back in so you have them every time you grab a handle to put them back on. Easy peasy. And then just pop in the bag for later. your handles aren't gonna change, where your holes are drilled aren't gonna change. So I don't think that you need to necessarily match up the handle with the door. I do think that it is worth your while to label the door and the cabinet because everything has already been measured and adjusted and leveled once, and it'll probably, I think, I'm hoping, make it a lot easier to adjust and level when we put everything back together. This is how I do most of my home improvement projects. And I'm hoping that you've noticed, oh yeah, there's definitely 1, 2, 3. That looks crazy. So these are things that you're gonna find as you go, and you'll just have to deal with them, right? So if I wanted new hardware, I would have to get hardware that either fits here and here, or here and here. And I'd have to make sure that it covers up this additional hole. So the hardware that I have, which is this, has these long, like, I don't know, we'll call them embellishments, and it covers that up. So reason number 2 why we are keeping our hardware, because we're not replacing our cabinet doors, although that would be lovely. Again, not in the budget. So I am gonna go through and take off the hardware, and then I'm going to clean the cabinets, which you saw yesterday. But to recap, instead of using the bucket from the retailer who shall not be named, I'm just using my sink today. Again, soap and water. Unless I hit a real greasy spot, I'm not feeling like I want to use anything harsher than that. Although I am gonna use a pretty powerful degreaser and, product that's gonna take the shine off the cabinets. So I'm just gonna like scrub these guys with soap and water, get off all the crud, and boy, is there a lot. It's so gross. It's like, you do this and you realize, clearly I never cleaned my house. Or maybe it's just that I have 2 small children and I don't have time. Or maybe it's just that like I cook a lot and I'm constantly grabbing the doors with my grubby little paws instead of washing them every single time. But again, who has time for that? I sure as heck do not. So I would say just, you know, get the crud off. You're gonna sand these anyway. But I just like to start with as clean a slate as possible. That's just kind of how I am. And then these things, these little nubbins, they'll snap right off. You cannot reuse these, okay? Because they're sticky, they're adhesive back. They're never gonna stick again. Pinky promise. Pinky promise. They're never gonna stick again. So you're gonna take those off, and then you're gonna have some residue. Hold, please. I've got just the thing for that. So, residue. Sorry, I should have been prepared, but I'm not, which, duh, not new. Okay, this Goo Gone, I mean, it's gonna work for me, and it's gonna take off the goo. What, Baba? Yeah, I'm cleaning the cabinet. I'm showing the people how to clean the cabinet. Oh, all right, hold on. Can I do this and then I'll pick you uppy? Yeah. So see how this is sticky right here, buddy? Yeah. So we're gonna just put the Goo Gone on there and get it off. The crud cutter may also get this off. I'm gonna try that on another one and see if that does better, but this Goo Gone usually works well. Just be aware that there is orange oil in it, so you wanna make sure that you get all of the oil, not orange juice, orange oil on it. So you wanna make sure that you get that off. So it's coming. It will come off. I promise. Yeah, he wants juice. This kid wants juice. And I'm hesitant to give him juice because it's full of sugar.
Do you want me to get it for him?
I sure don't.
Oh.
But thank you so much. So there, it's off. That wasn't so bad, right? And then also it's gonna be on here, right? You're gonna have a little sticky here. So you're gonna wanna just whoop, 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 whoop. Off it goes, okay? So those are the things you're just gonna have to do as you go around and clean. Oh, you can throw that right in the garbage, Bubs. Okay, so that's it. All you're gonna do is go around and do that on all of them. Like I said, I'm gonna leave the hinges for now because I'm not quite ready to take these things off. We are not painting the inside of the cabinet, so I'm not gonna empty all of this out. I'm just gonna live my life, and people are just gonna have to see the inside of my cabinets if they come over. Just how it is. This is a living in the home while doing a renovation, and you have to make it work for you. So whatever works for you is fine. What doesn't work for me is clutter everywhere in my house. So, so I'm leaving everything in the cabinet because that's how I roll. I'm gonna go and get him some milk, but when I come back to do these hinges, we're gonna be together. Talk soon. So we're coming to you from the countertop.
I love to go there.
So I feel like transparency is important when we're talking about home improvement. And what you don't see on all the home improvement shows, number one, they're knocking down walls. We're not doing any of that. But when you just paint your cabinets, you have to clean them. We've talked about that. And I knew coming up here was going to hurt my soul. And here I am. Yeah, I know I'm up here so I could see it, because you have to see it to clean it. But I wish I didn't see it, because you can't unsee it. See this? I don't know if you can see the layer.
Dead bugs.
No, just grease and dirt. You can't even get the dust off because it's stuck to the sticky.
Ew.
Can somebody explain to me how? And even like on the top of this rail, you see this? Stick, stick, stick. And look at the wall. Look at the wall. You see all that dirt and grease? And also the 3 different shades of kitchen. So they've been busy. We did not paint this kitchen yet. So this will be the 4th layer of paint on this kitchen if I can get through the grease. So I'm gonna come up with a method for this, and then I'm gonna share it with you so you don't have to guess at it. Yeah, stay tuned. I'm gonna need a shower.